So with the spooky season coming up, parks are opening their Halloween events and Kings Island is no exception. Haunt is a wonderful event filled with many mazes, live actors, and decorations to make your Halloween spirit get at an all-time high. But because of crowds and other things, theme parks will be packed with guests during these events, and it can be hard to get a full day while visiting Haunt. So in this video, we will talk about what to do to get the best and most fun experience out of your next visit to Kings Island's Halloween Haunt. One of the most important things to consider when planning your visit is the time and date. You will want to stray away from crowds and try and ride as many coasters as possible during your limited time. And the best way to get everything you could ever want out of your trip is to buy a fast lane, or single-use fast lanes, which can help skip the long lines and can be purchased near the front of the park and many other locations. If you buy a fast lane, then you should go on a Saturday to get the best experience in less than half the lines. You should also arrive at the park at around 3 to 4 p.m., because crowds will start coming in at around 5 because this is when Haunt starts. If you arrive at this time, you can get a lot of rides in while still being able to take your time throughout the park. We would also recommend staying as late as possible due to the fact that Kings Island offers some great night rides. Some of the best on the planet, but our 3 favorite coasters to ride at night are number 3 Orion, number 2 Mystic Timbers, and number 1 The Beast. The fireworks show also takes place at 10, and this is always a spectacle to watch. But if you are unable to afford a fast lane, we would highly recommend Kings Island on a Friday evening. The lines will still be significantly longer than an average day at Kings Island, but it will be nothing compared to the intense lines that the weekend brings. We would also recommend getting there as soon as the park opens at 6 o'clock, and then again, leaving as late as possible. Arguably the best part of Kings Island is the rides. With some of the greatest throw machines on the planet, they are the #1 thing to do at Kings Island. And we will give you advice if you're wanting to get on all the park's major roller coasters in minimal time, fast lane or not. And we would recommend this order for the rides. Number 1, Area 72. This is located next to Racer, and because it has the tallest coaster in the park, Orion, and one of the most exhilarating coasters in the park, Flight of Fear, it draws the longest lines, and should be done first, especially considering how slow Flight of Fear's line moves. Number 2, Rivertown. This section is located between Planet Snoopy and Coney Mall, and has 3 major rides. The Beast, the world's longest wooden coaster, Diamondback, a 230-foot throw machine, and Mystic Timbers, an airtime-filled out-and-back Woody, which are some of the best rides in the park. So you should ride these when the lines get shorter, and try your best to get on every single one of these incredible coasters. Number 2.5, Planet Snoopy. If Haunt has not already started and you have kids with you, the Planet Snoopy offers some great trick-or-treating events, fun mazes, challenges, and other activities for kids. Kings Island also has some great rides for kids, such as the Great Pumpkin Coaster, Woodstock Express, and the all-new Snoopy's Soapbox Racers. But when Haunt starts, I would recommend getting the kids out of there, because of the pretty scary live actors throughout the park. Number 3, Coney Mall. We would recommend stopping here on the way to Action Zone, which is next, because the only notable ride here is Racer. And while it shouldn't be skipped and is a great ride, it's not a major attraction in the park. And the line barely ever exists. And the line also moves super fast because of the operations and the multiple trains that they can load at once. So it can basically be ridden anywhere throughout the day, or after going to Action Zone. Which brings us into our number 4, Action Zone. This section is immediately left upon entering the park, and it is home to 3 coasters, Banshee, The Bat, and Invertigo. It also has some of the best flat rides in the park, Drop Tower Delirium and Extreme Skyflyer, although Extreme Skyflyer is an upcharge attraction. Banshee is a must-do, and The Bat, while a hike to get to, is a great ride. And if you're going to ride Invertigo though, make sure you put your chest into those over-the-shoulder restraints to eliminate the headbanging during the ride. And also, Delirium is probably the best flat ride in the park, but Drop Tower still is absolutely amazing. Finally, the number 5 thing you should do is re-rides. After you ride all these coasters, you can ride Backlot Stunt Coaster if you want, but you should officially try and get night rides on Banshee, Orion, Mystic Timbers, and The Beast. And if you can only do one of these, then do The Beast. It may not seem like it's special, and it's gonna have a long line, but it will turn it into the best ride in the park at night, and is definitely the best thing to do at Kings Island. If you do have a fast pass and want to get scared, I would recommend doing some haunted houses. These are genuinely scary experiences and can help you complete a true haunt experience. Slaughterhouse is right next to the entrance of Beasts and is a really good and very creepy, although it may have a long line. There is also the new-ish Alien Abyss haunted maze located near Orion, which is also very fun. I have also heard that Killmart, located by Racer, and St. Hotel Michelle, located by the back end of Racer and Windseeker, are fantastic haunted mazes/houses. And even just walking around the different areas of the park will give you a real scare, and really get you in the Halloween spirit. The next thing we will be talking about is the restaurants. And if you will be staying here to eat, we would recommend Coney Barbecue. It is located across from the Racer in Coney Mall, and it serves fast food type meals, and the line moves super quick, so you can get in and out of here with your meal eaten within 30 minutes, which is a real time saver. And if you want a more traditional sit-down restaurant, then go to the Miami Valley Brewhouse, which is located across the Mystic Timbers entrance and under Diamondback's first drop. On International Street, there's also a La Rosa's Pizza and a fairly new Grain and Grill restaurant at the front of the park. Also, by the Planet Snoopy entrance, there's a Tom and Chi. By Banshee, there's a really good place called the Chicken Shack, and there's also a classic Skyline Chili over by Coney Mall too. And you can't go wrong with basically any food you get here. And if you get dessert, you should try and get the classic blue ice cream, which you can get at the Ice Cream Zone right by Delirium, or the ice cream place in Camp Snoopy. Some final things that we have to talk about is that we both recommend bringing a fanny pack or small bag to secure all loose items while you're on the rides. And if you have a big bag, you can either go to the overpriced locker, but for most coasters, they have bins provided to hold them for you in the station. The coasters that do not have these are listed on screen now. And if you do not want to be scared or interacted with the various scare actors throughout the park, you can purchase a glowing No Boo necklace, and when the actors see this, they will not scare you, and you can enjoy the park just by itself. But just so you know, the actors are not as scary as they seem, and we would recommend not getting a necklace to complete the haunt experience. And we hope that this helped you with your day at Kings Island Haunt, and made this an unforgettable experience for years to come. And also, like and subscribe for more tips, videos, and much more. And with all this said, we will see you later. Peace!